Wagwan guys, my name is Muthoni Irungu, aka Sassy Mommy. I'm an MC, media personality, Muthoni, all-time baddie. You know what it is? You've probably seen me on Pulse Live Kenya. If not, you've seen me on my Insta at Who Is Muthoni. But yeah, that's who I am. Yeah, I'm vibes. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mama Nani Pia Pale, but we're not going there today. Fun fact about me, I am a university dropout, but we are still here in the creative industry winning. And, if you are a dropout like me, checky, there's a space for you. There's a space for you. We'll get into that though. But that's a fun fact that people don't know about me. And it's something that, whenever I'm looking for a new job, is something that's always weighing me down at the back of my mind. BBC watanikubali. You know what I mean? But all in all, the creative industry is a large industry. There's space for everyone. That's all I keep on saying, man. The cake is too huge. You know what I mean? And there are many other little niches that have not yet been discovered. And yeah, it has a lot of potential, I'd say. All right, I'm a dancer. So every Sunday, there's a dance class I attend. It's called Dance 98. There's a lot of genge going on, urban tone going on, and I love that vibe. So I'm learning also to go there. Because I'm an MC, bruh. Itafika tu mahali watu wanasema, hey, Muthoni, dansisha watu. Na sijui kugodha. So every Sunday, I go to a dance class called Dance 98. They're fantastic young people there. I'm not young, but you get what I'm saying, sis. There are young people there that keep the energy going. The adrenaline is always on top. You know what I mean? Wako too hungry for life, and I love that because it's infectious. And I always want to be ambitious. Taki yo kitu idai. You know that kaspark? I don't ever want it to die. So I try to be amongst people that are outgoing, ambitious, and needy. Yeah. I got employed immediately at the age of 19 years old. And I started doing sales, and I was selling software. And of course, at some point, COVID hit and just the sales were not salesing. And the targets were not targeting. And I decided maybe this is also not my journey. And then one day, Nikona posted a Pulse talent show. And they were looking for people who can sing, dance, all that shit, bang. And your girl is a singer, your girl is a dancer, your girl is all around talented. So nikasema mazi wacha tuniende hii talent show nionekana nitaweza. And at that time I had already given birth. I was a new mom. 2 years in, the confidence was in the pits, but I was prepared. You know what I mean? And so I went to this talent show just to prove to myself that I still got it. I still can do this. You know what I mean? And I went there. Became number 2 out of 15. Guess who was number 1? Kinoti. Kinoti was number 1. That's where his journey began, by the way, for those who don't know. So I became number 2, and I was just too much vibes. These guys were like, I just want a space. Uko free Monday. And I was like, Monday tu neza kuja kesho. And that's how I started Pulse, because I was just myself. And I had ideas. Things we could execute. Where Msione kama it's just beauty and brains. He wasn't out to. He just wanted to also just get some of this energy for himself and for his team. And I agreed with that, and I appreciate him. His name is Jerome, and I won't say name drop. His name is Jerome, and he gave me the opportunity. He plugged me on the job, and he gave me the opportunity. So I started out as just an intern, kawaida tu, you know what I mean? You don't know mambo mingi. And slowly got into social media management, became an SMM. So I understand all of these social media managers. It's not easy. And then the job that I really wanted was a presenter. You know what I mean? And at that time, there was a lady who had that job. And mi nilikuwa nimeai hiyo job manzi. Like I was just The same way I'm eyeing the trend, but we would go there. But I was eyeing her job, and one way or another, after like 6 months, a year, she left. Bruh, she just left. And then this guy started advertising this job, and I was like, wait a minute, you guys niko hapa mnadu nini? Mbona mna advertise? And then a lady, her name is Judy. She gave me the opportunity. She was like, okay, Muthoni, you want this job? Here. And that's how this baby girl came to be. Thank you for that question. Thank you for noticing that I am very diverse as a presenter. Those things have made me who I am today. The dynamic, I'm such a dynamic presenter. You can't just put me in a box. You can't just say that Udem na anakuanga MC. Udem anakuanga mtu wa P2C. Udem anapendanga kuongea na wasi. You know what I mean? Like I'm the whole 9 yards. You know, just allow me to say that. And I just think it's just made me who I am as a presenter, my skills, the things that I've picked up over time. It's also given me the confidence that I have. It's also, kuna hiyo tu kitu ya kufanya kitu, alafu you work and you're like, wow, Muthoni yani kumbe ungefanya hivyo. You know what I mean? Muthoni kumbe you have it in you. You know what I mean? But when I was beginning, it was tough. I don't even know what to say. Like, it was nerve-wracking, first of all, stopping strangers in town. Excuse me, can I ask you a question about sex? You know what I mean? It was just tough, you know. But over time, with a lot of practice, with a lot of brag, maybe it's not about me, maybe it's about them, you know. Maybe they're going somewhere, and I've just stopped them, and they're just like, "Hi, ude wanataka kuniuliza nini? Regret. Hata anipei kitu." Nothing about my time. You know what I mean? But over time, so I've been doing this for 3 years, and now is when I feel like, hey, wow. Like, you know, maybe I got this. You know what I mean? You know? So I'd say a lot of practice also has gotten me where I am. Yeah. Anything that you see Muthoni do, it's Muthoni. But there's a team behind that, as I've said, okay, we might take this direction because of such and such. We should take this direction because of such and such. You know what I mean? And there's research, and it's all backed by facts, right? Such that mtu akisema false news, there was a process. You know, if we are approached like that to explain ourselves or something, there is a thought process that went behind that article, that went behind that financial reel, you know, that educative reel. So lucky enough for me is that the organization that I work for has created systems that they work with each other, right? So for instance, now we're trying out something called a user model, such that we are trying to figure out what is it that the user wants when they get into Instagram. What is it that the user would like to see when they get onto X, right? So based on this information, then we tailor make our content to fit into these different user models, right? So that's what I'd say. For me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do this alone. Yeah, so the organization that I work with also supports me with getting the news out there, the right news, or not necessarily the right news, but ile news that people will care about, or it's something that people should get to know more about, more information on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I say team, I mean there's a team of editorial, so a team of editors. So these are like 4 or 5 editors. Each of them has a niche. So there's entertainment, lifestyle, news, political. So usually, of course, at this particular time, Dennis anastafa sana. There's also a social team. So this social team consists of the social media managers for the different platforms. So, and then of course there's the video team, my department lead, and then like the rest of us, the producers, the editors, right? So we sit down and then we're like, okay, this is what has been happening in the country. This is the information that we have. So based on this information that we have, what have been people talking about, right? So this is based on X. So there's the information that we're receiving from the social media manager and a few editors over there who have seen such and such happening. So we compile this and then we narrow down to the angle that we're going to do this. Because remember, like you said, there's many media houses out there. There are many people who are trying to also publish news out there. And so, of course, unapata kila mswe tumeandika the same headline, right? And so usually, as Pulse, we try to give a different angle, right? Not the same thing. A lot of people have been complaining that all of us give us the same thing. So, and we've received that information, we received that feedback, and we're just like, fine, this is what Kinanani have done. Kinanani have done this. So how do we try and treat this differently? So a different angle would help. So what is your audience saying? What is your audience asking for? What is your audience listening to? What is your audience? Who is your audience following, right? So I'd say there's a lot of your audience that you need to understand, because we understand who the Pulse audience is. We try to curtail our news, curtail our information, our videos to someone who we know looks like this, is age this. Yeah, so know your audience. I'll talk about two things: going live and my very first MC gig. Hey, so going live, kitambo, kuna time Facebook used to favor a lot of lives, and so it was my KPI to go live every day on Facebook, either to the streets, either in the studio, either just by myself. So sis, when I was starting, it was bad. It was really bad. Like, first of all, nilikuwa nakosa content. Ushaikosa content. Like, unaongea kwa live, unashindwa sasa nitasema nini? Nimesema jina yangu, nimesema what I do, nimesema why we are here, nimesema sasa nasema nini mazee? Sina hata story, you get me? So when I started, that was my very first challenge. Having just what is it am I saying? What is my voice? What am I saying, sis? Like, what do I have to say? What opinion do I have in this world? Was a very big challenge for me. So the consistency really helped me with that. And also, like, along the way, of course, discussions here and there, conversations here and there, you pick up something there, you're like, okay, maybe I don't like coffee, and then you have an opinion about that, So the consistency helps with that. Then second thing, the MC gig. Can you believe it when I tell you my very first MC gig was a concert of 1,000 people in Ngong Race Course? Hey, hata mimi nilijiaminia wewe. You know what I mean? Like, first take. Nairobi, are you ready? Sawa. So we do it, the first link, the first artist, thank you very much, round of applause for this msanii. Msanii umefanya kazi safi. Tuende kwa msanii wa pili, Nairobi, are you ready? Siwezi sema hivyo mara ya tatu, na ya nne, na ya tano. And then at some point, my voice started leaving me. My voice started going. And I was trembling. And I was on stage. God damn it, like, why it was such a fail. Until nikakuja kusaidiwa. And thank God to MC Kibunja, who came on stage to help me. Akakuja na, twende, mkono juu, twende side, zunguka, twende chini. But it was bad. It was so bad. And I learned that I'm not a concert MC. You know what I mean? Like, that's how, now the consistency now a bit is, now I pick out the gigs that are good for me. And is looking pretty most of the time, usually. Nice outfit, you know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I request that you may stand for the next segment. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for now. We relax that, get to chilled too. And now the consistency bit is now what helped me to understand, okay, maybe I'm not a concert person. Maybe I'm a corporate MC. Maybe I like launches. Maybe I like breakfast events. You know what I mean? Yeah, so consistency has helped me discover who I am. What do I have to say? You feel me? I wouldn't be here if I wasn't a mom. The reason why is this person has given me a will to live, firstly, and then of course some bills on top. And And I'm really grateful because now I have a reason to be here. Because before that, to be honest, guys, nilikuwa najiuliza sana nimekuja, sasa na do, what am I doing? Like, what is it for? Who is it for? Like, I didn't know who I was. I was just a drifter. I don't know if you know that word. I was just drifting in the world, right? Up until this person came into my life, and all of a sudden, I had to be an adult. Daktari anasema mzazi wako ako wapi? Ndi huyu mimi, you know. And then of course sometimes Mama Maya, and then I ask myself, Mama Maya ni nani? Cause shit ni mimi, you know what I mean? And I'm like, this person has given me a reason to be here, and I'm so grateful. And nothing can take me away from that, babe. So if it's something that I have to do on Sundays, it's a definite. I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't, you know. I reserve Sundays for her and just to take her out, to just see how she's doing. So balance, kuna kitu kama balance kweli. Kuna kitu kama balance, you know. I told you I'm a mom, but they say I'm a single mom as well. Because, now that one is, you know, and there's no such thing as balance, but I have a good support system. I'm grateful. And I wouldn't be here without all these people that are behind me. When they say raising a child takes a village, woo, guy. Although I don't know where the village is, but it does take a village. You can't do it solo. You know, like as in this gig life, kuna kuangana season ya gigs sasa, like gigs are happening back to back, right? And mom guilt is a real thing, you know. And sometimes I felt like, oh damn, I've been outside too much. Hey, I need to catch up with this little girl because she's already growing. She's already 5, and I'm like, wait, where is the time going? You know what I mean? Relax, calm down. Where are you going? You know, hey. So when I'm outside, I feel like wow. Now I need to prioritize my daughter for the next 3 days, you know, and just give her the time and what she needs from me, just my presence, you know what I mean? So there's been many times when I felt like, wait. I don't want to say it, I need the how. I don't need the how, bana. Pulse Crush Girl is a show that connects lovers. So for instance, you know, unaweza kuwa na crush, umemkufia, but kujui vile utamshow, you know what I mean? Maybe ni neighbor wako, maybe ni boss wako. You know, it could even be your ex-boyfriend. You just want to know if you guys are still on, right? So us guys go live on Facebook on a Tuesday, and we ask you guys to send in the message requests via DM, and then we read out the messages, and then we call out the person, and then we tell them, yo, you guys maze kuna mseme yani kuna mseme kutaka, you guy. Unapatikana bana, uko aje form? You know, and therefore we connect the people. Sasa that person will be watching live, you know what I mean? And they'll be like, okay, amesema, maybe niko na chance, you know? And yeah, so that's what Crush Call is. It's meant for the lovebirds. It usually pops in Feb. Crush Call. When is it? When is the next edition? You know what I mean? Yeah. First of all, I'd say consistency. I'll say do it even if you're scared. I'll say people don't know what you're thinking. You're the only person who knows what you're thinking and feeling. So put on that mask, bruh. Even if you're scared, or even if this is your first time emceeing, or this is your first time hosting a show, this is your first time going live on Instagram, they don't know. You're the only one who knows. Something else I'd say is will. There's nothing that can defeat will. So in your mind, make a decision that this is where I'm going to be in 2025. And it has to happen. And believe it. And think it. And just accept it. And live it. You know, that's what I'd say. Consistency, why? Because there's a lot of people we started with, like in this game for the media space. But it only takes someone who's consistent to win it. You know what I mean? Especially in the industry that I'm in, where every other Joe is a media personality. You know those guys, wacha nikuulize maswali tano kujihusu. wacha nikuulize maswali itano kuhusu, you get me? There's a lot of quacks in the game, allow me to say, kwa sababu we've been copied hadi tumechoka. But it is what it is. That's how the game is. You have to innovate as you go. But I'd say consistency will keep you in the game longer. And be in it for the long term. Don't think about, okay, maybe just 3 months or 6 months. Be in it for the long term and agree with yourself. Decide with yourself that 2030, itanipata pale. Itanipata on my game, you know what I mean? Something else is collaborate with a lot of people, because as you're starting, there's I mean, you started your Instagram right now. How many people will follow you? So maybe like those people that you know, like, and then like maybe a few people that you ask to follow you. So how else will you grow? You can only grow by tapping into other people's audiences. Like whatever you guys are doing, Black Excellence, we are tapping into each other's audiences, right? So even if you're starting out, man, you can collaborate with someone who has 30 followers, 100 followers. And as you collaborate, also give value. You know what I mean? You have to also come with something. You can't just be giving followers. Get out. You also have to give value as well. I'd also say network a lot, because you know, you never know when your next job is going to come from or who it's going to come from. So network. Be out there, man. Like, go to events. Wacha wakuona uso, wakuona sema, unajua ule chali, ama unajua ule dem, kale kadem kana kwanga pulse. Nakajua, kale kwanga kala skin. Nakajua kale kadem. Nakajua. Let them see your face until they recognize it the next time they see you. What else would I say? Oh, you have to look the part, sis. You gotta look the part. I know when you start, your eyebrows will be looking weird, or your eyelashes will be looking weird, or the lipstick is not just, the foundation is not. But imagine if you continue. One day, something will work out, you know, because you are keeping on, you know. And when you keep on, you just attract things to your life, man. Things just come, you know what I mean? If you're on the right track, you're keeping on, good things are coming. That's what I'd say. Yeah, because I wouldn't be here if, like, I didn't find little motivations. I'm a little clues to tell me, hey, kosawa, todere. Kosawa, todere. You get me? You know what I mean? So I needed also those two little things to tell me, we'll go to sawa. Like, I found a makeup artist who partnered with me, and they were like, yo, I'm in it for you, and I believe in you, and we're gonna do this with you. You know what I mean? And she provides me with hair, she provides me with makeup, you know, and then I got someone to dress me, and they were like, yo, may I believe in you. It's not even about pals. It's not even about, I believe in you, girl. I believe in you. You know what I mean? So along the way, there'll be helpers as well. So just keep on. Just start. Kutu sawa. Right, I almost gave up. You know, kwa career growth, kuna kwanga na it's just I don't know, it's just like a place where it's just consistent. There's nothing happening. There's no inclination. It's like a plateau of growth. Like, either you're not improving with your diction, you're not improving with your intonation, you're not improving with how you present to the camera, you're not looking at the camera, the breath, how you control your breath. There's just no change. And then all of a sudden, when you just keep sticking with it, for me, it was my producer. My producer changed. And my producer changed, and they were like, hey, Muthoni, hapo maybe ungesema hivi. Ama hapo Muthoni, pengine ungeongeza hivi. Ama Muthoni, mimi naona ungefanya hivi. You know, like, for sure, like, that's how they talk. But the point is, there was some point I wanted to give up, right? Like, I had a lot of potential. There was a lot of raw talent. Because raw talent you have to have. Hey, you know, where's Costa? The raw talent, I had it. The potential that I had it. But it wasn't coming. Your delivery, you know what I mean? I come, you know, and I just wanted to give up. And up until now, my producer changed, and they held my hand and were like, no, maybe we can try this. So for me, it's the right people came into my life. And the right person, first of all, came to my life, and they started helping me with how I present myself. They wrote my scripts for me, and they helped me here and there. And kidogo. I mean, Abdi, what's up? What? Right? So that was a point of my life that really badlika, such that now I was able to accept that, okay, maybe I'm not really the best right now. Maybe I'm struggling with such and such right now. But if I could keep on practicing, because right now I have a morning routine. Sorry, if you would go back and say, I look in the mirror and I practice and I read out to myself and I read out loud and I read out a few things just to make me nisikie tu ni nini hizo nasema, and I make sense, and hearing back, and then also like recording myself as well. How does it sound, right? Because also like that was also something I was very cringe about, hearing my own voice. And I know as a presenter, I know you also do this. Hearing your voice is just like, I'm just gonna die. But yeah, so for me, it was the right person that came into my life, and they helped me and they held my hands, and they were just like, okay, you can do this, practice. So over time, one script after the other. And then there's something else Ed Sheeran alikuwa anasema, something to the effect of, and I quote, no, not an I quote, advertum, wanasemanga verb, alikuwa anasema, when he was writing his music, ukifungua, as it's like when you fungua a tap, let's say you've just built a borehole, then you fungua the tap now, a lot of dirty water is going to come out, right? A lot of dirty water, then eventually some brown water, some brown kiasi, and then eventually maji itakuwa safi, right? So I also took that into my life, and I was like, maybe this script is not doing the thing. Maybe this other one too. And this other one, and this other one, and this other one, and this other one. Because, and then that's the other thing with my employer, they really give me a chance. But niliekwa inishangwa ndio kitu. Probation, and probation ukambiwa, Muthoni, you need to improve how you nini, and I was like, God damn. Maybe also that helped me, because I was like, oh, mnanieka probation mimi. Mnijui. So maybe also that helped me, because now coming the next year, January, I was on top of things, man. I was untouchable. Where you get me? And then there was also like a lot of things that come into play when you're looking at a presenter, because it's planning. How do you get your guests? How do you make sure your guests are prepped? How do you do research on your guests? How do you make sure the set matches what you guys are talking about? Right, so now we are in pre-production. How do we create a poster? How was the title of the poster going to look like? Now, okay, fine, the guest is here. What kind of questions am I asking them? How am I also connecting with the audience at home? How, if there's a client on board, how am I bringing out the sponsorship? If it's the outro, post-edit, how do we market the show and people to watch more of it? You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot. How do I communicate to my team? How do I, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just me being in the camera. There's also like a lot of it behind the scenes. So, get more down. The few songs that I know, the recent remix, it's not recent, but it's something I put it on replay. One they call a song called Again. There is Say Shay, a song that I always love. Touch me now. I love that song. What other song do I like? Phases by Zenia Manasseh, just came out the other day. Yamani. What other song? My song, listen, because 1 year ago it came out. It's called Tangaza. It's a song about, the way you like this guy, but the way this vibe is giving you, he's like maybe he likes you, he didn't like you. He didn't want to show you to his friends. It's always chewing maji. He doesn't want you to call after a certain time. You know what I mean? And then he gets into a relationship with another person, anampost, wameenda Kisii, sijui kufanya nini Kisii, kuongea na wazazi Kisii, washavaa machimachi, the post. I'm just like, guy, kwani mimi nilikuwa na nini yaki Mungu? So it's a song about this. So it's called Tangata. So it's a song I wrote about Maumi Weroho. Nikasema stay huko tena. Hey, can never be me again. Okay, not in a long time. I'm gonna say, every time I tell my mom that I don't want to get married, it's like, Tema, you're Martin. Don't put that in the air. He said, lakini sana kimoyo. I'm like, he's like, Najua, maybe, you never know. One day you might wake up and you want to get married. Yeah, so series. Of course, I'm watching Dexter. Watching Fool Me Once. I finished that one. Which other series am I watching? House of Luther, I believe it's called, on Netflix. Such a dope. House of Luther, House of something, House of Luther. House of something on Netflix. Such a dope series. Hey, nice one. Yeah, on YouTube, I definitely say Beta Squad. Yeah. What else? Apartment Life, if you like music. I love the delivery of the mixes, and then there's people dancing in the background. Me feel maze at least certain ikona wow. So that's very funny, man. Yeah. Caroline Motoko, firstly. Amina Mohammed, usually when we meet, I've met her, but usually when we meet, it's usually one touch, go, But I'm longing to have something substantial with her, like a piece of work with her. Definitely want to work with So Fresh. So Fresh is a producer. I love how he releases his music. But ni expect Musarni utawezana. Utaweza hiyo bei. Hey. Yeah, man. That's who I'd like to work with. If I'm putting it out there. This guy for Tinatana Kati. Who's that? Natana Kati. And yeah, Levis. I know he was in Kenya the other day, but sikupata chance ya kumu interview, but I'd love to. I know that we'd have to use like a translator, but I'd go through it for him. Oh, did BBC give you a chance? Did they? Because they better. And if they did not, I hope you started your own media house. Kwenda huko. Yeah, that's what I'd say.